Hi, welcome to my bookworm sanctuary. I'm Bianca, and today I wanted to give you my wrap up of February. I'm really sorry that I didn't give you any videos last week. Unfortunately, I got a bit sick. You probably can still hear Kermit has died in my throat. I'm really sorry. I'm getting a little bit distracted by Eve, who's wandering around here like she owns the joint. But basically, I wanted to go through February. I didn't give you a mid-month wrap-up, so I'm sorry about that. So I do have a few books to go through. But in February, I read 15 books in February, and the total books I have read so far was 29 this year. Out of those, there was 4,469 pages read, but my total pages for the year so far is 9,162. Out of those, there's 13 new reads and 4 rereads for the month. I had 2 DNFs, and out of those, there was 4 ebook or KU and 11 audio. Eve. Sorry. Out of those, there was 1 2-star, 3 3-stars, 4 5-stars, and 6 5-stars. And basically with the books I read. So I did go through a bit of a binge of the Phoenix Packs series. So at the end of January, I ended up reading a couple of books. Sorry, fluff. Ended up reading a couple of books. Please hold. Eve. So with the Phoenix Pack series, this one was Wicked Cravings. So it's book number 2. I read it as a KU audio, actually. With this one, I downloaded the KU books and then I got the audios downloaded as well as part of the plan. I'm really sorry if you can hear Eve. She is doing something she shouldn't be doing. Wait. Anyway, it was 389 pages long and I gave it 5 stars, 5 flames. I really thought this was pretty hot. I really like Jamie and Dante. So Jamie's always had this thing for Dante forever, basically. And she's just recently joined the pack and she's hanging around Dante like a bad smell, hoping he's going to pay attention to her. And he never does. So she's like, fine, I won't pay him any attention anymore. See what happens. Dante starts paying attention to her then. So they have this push and pull thing. He's sort of hesitant and then he's very curious about her, very curious. And Jamie has control issues with her wolf. And pretty much everybody, once they find out, are like, shit, get her away from the pack. She is dangerous. And Dante's like, no, she's staying. And he teaches her control and all that. I'm really sorry if you can hear Eve. She is clawing her way around the perimeter of the bottom of my couch. Dude, really? Anyway. But Dante and Jamie, I really found them really, really cute. Then I read Carnal Secrets. So this one's the 3rd book in the Phoenix Pack series. I also read this as a KU audio. This was 366 pages long and I gave it 5 stars, 5 flames as well. So again, really hot, this one. But this one's about Shea and Nick. And Nick is... He's an alpha. You're fucking nuts. You know that? He's an alpha. Hold on. What are you doing, ma'am? You've got evil ears. Why are you being cute? You are another. Anyway, she's doing her own thing and now I'm really crooked. Sorry about that. And she's totally making me lose my train of thought. But basically with Shea and Nick. Nick is an alpha, but he has had some medical issues. And because of that, he sort of pushes Shea away. And they're fated mates. And Shea decides to finally escape and start a new life elsewhere. And I really loved this. I really did. I thought it was really, really sweet. I liked the whole thing with Nick and his pack, and him basically going, nope, I'm not an alpha anymore. I don't want to be an alpha anymore. But he's an alpha, so he just seems to draw people in. And there's this whole side plot about humans and hunting werewolves for sport, basically. And yeah, I really enjoyed that one. Then I read the Phoenix Pack number 4, Dark Instinct. So this one I gave 4 stars, 4 flames. It was 322 pages long, and I also read it as a KU audio. This was Ronnie and Marcus, and Ronnie, or Rani, is Nick's sister. And Nick's sister went through a traumatic experience when they were younger, and Nick, you know, he sort of spent time in juvie because of it, and basically Ronnie's actually really funny. She's kind of aloof. She throws out random uncomfortable facts just to stop people talking to her. She always sticks a lollipop in her mouth so she doesn't have to speak to anybody. And I just love her weird random facts just to stop people talking to her. But Marcus finds Ronnie really intriguing, and Nick is not impressed about Marcus liking Ronnie, and I really liked this. I thought it was cute. And then I read book number 5. So this one's Savage Urges. I gave it 4 stars, 3 flames. This is 318 pages long. Also read it as a KU audio. And this was McKenna and Ryan. McKenna's a lone wolf, and she basically works at a shelter where other lone wolves and things live. Anyway, she has this young charge who is related to Ryan, so she asks Ryan to take him in, and Ryan's a bit hesitant about McKenna because, you know, lone wolves are lone wolves for a reason. And then he later finds out there's generally a bit more behind a lone wolf, other than the fact that they're dangerous and naughty and they shouldn't be part of a pack. There's usually other factors on why they're a lone wolf. And some lone wolves become lone wolves just because it's out of their control. So yeah, she and Nick have a strong she and Ryan have a strong connection, but eventually, but she's a bit hesitant because of her past. She's hesitant of the pack and of the Phoenix Pack and just everything. And yeah, she's a little bit. Ryan knows she's his mate, but they're just not mating like they should be, you know. And he's a bit baffled, but he thinks it's a trust issue for McKenna. But yeah, I liked it. And then I read Monstrous Matches number 1, Stalked by the Kraken by Lillian Lark. So this one's 252 pages long. I read this as an audio. This has got tentacles, which I think tentacles are my new favourite thing. Yeah, I think I really like tentacles. Who knew? But this one is a 4-star, 4-flame book for me. I wish it was longer, basically. But Gideon is stalking, or starts stalking, Rose, who owns this bathhouse. Basically, you have sex at this bathhouse and they take the magic. Something like that. Anyway, and Rose is a matchmaker, and her last attempt at matchmaking went really wrong, and it was for her, and she thought it was a perfect match, and it wasn't, and she's got confidence issues now, and her and Gideon sees her and realizes, I want her, and then he stalks her for a while, and then they start up this relationship, I guess, for a very small amount of time, a limited amount of time, even though that's not what Gideon wants. And yeah, I liked it. I still think Deceived by the Gargoyles, she's up high, you can't see it, but Deceived by the Gargoyles, I think, is probably still my favourite. But I quite liked this, I really did. Then I went back to the Phoenix Pack. So the Phoenix Pack book 6, I read Fierce Obsessions. And this one, it was 306 pages long. I read it as an audio as well, KU audio. This one I gave 3 flames, 3 stars. I started, I guess, a few books back. I did start to realise, if you binge the Phoenix Pack series, you sort of do start to realise a lot of them are very similar. And the characters are somewhat similar. But I don't care. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me. But yeah, a lot of similarities started to come up, and I wouldn't say I was frustrated. I was just sort of, I think, getting over that. And this one's about Riley and Tao. Anyway, Riley is a raven, and again, she's got a lot of issues with her past and her pack, or flock. And she's now with the Phoenix Pack, and she's got a couple of orphans she takes care of, and her and Tao sort of, it's very, look, when you think about it, it is very similar to a lot of the other books in the Phoenix Pack series, but look, I didn't mind it. I gave it 3 stars. And then I read, once again, the Dark Side series. So I read 4 Psychos, 3 Trials, 2 Kingdoms, and 1 Apocalypse once again. I read this series for the first time in August last year. I've read it 3 times each book since. So I've been on a roll. Look, I've talked about this series a lot. I love it. Absolutely love it. Kayla is this ghost entity, and she hangs around these 4 guys. And I've got to figure them out. Please hold for 1 second. I've got beeping going on outside. Anyway, sorry about that. Oops, I turned my light off by accident. Sorry about that. My street is very narrow. It's bin day, if you can hear bin day. And I think the bin man just had a bit of a... Yeah, I think he cracked the shits. A lot of the cars around here are allergic to their double garages and their double driveways, so they park in the street. So it gives you no room whatsoever. I'd hate to see an emergency services try to get down there. It's going to be difficult, so... But the council doesn't want us parking on the grass. They only want to park on the road, so it leaves no room, and then garbage trucks can't get through, and I highly doubt an ambulance or a fire truck is going to be able to get through. But that's okay. That's the council's problem. Fuckwits. Anyway, where was I? Sorry about that. I think the garbage truck just had a heart attack. That's what that was. The Dark Side series. Anyway, like I was saying, I have read this series a lot. I'm not going to go into it heaps. It's a good series. Just read it. And then I read Bear. Now, Bear I gave 4 stars, 3 flames to. It's 166 pages long. I read this as a KU ebook. And it's an MC book, and it's probably on the cusp of what I don't like about MCs, where I'm pretty sure they're 1%ers from the memory, which basically means they're not really nice people. Not nice people at all. So he does call his women bitches, and they do have a bit of a, chauvinistic view of women. I don't like that. But I did like this. When I think about it, though, I probably would maybe put it down to a 3-star, but at the time it was a 4-star, so yeah. Anyway, Bear was he was just on the edge, and he was a bit of a caveman, and not in a good way. And, it was okay, but what's her name? What was her name? Jupiter. So Jupiter Jones, that's right. And Jupiter owned a mechanic shop. She was a little bit too tough, I guess. And then there was, watch the trigger warnings, but I feel like there was unnecessary violence towards the end and trauma, and it was kind of graphic, and I felt like it wasn't needed at all. But then it caused Bear to go off on him. Yeah. When I think about this, it was probably lower than I actually rated it at the time. Whatever. Treasure of the Abyss by Tiffany Roberts. So this one was a 408-page book. I read it as an audio. 4 stars, 3 flames. Thought this was pretty good. Macy and Jax and the Wanderer. Macy's always had a fear, justifiably, because her sister drowned when they were children, of water. And she basically is on a boat with this guy that she's going to marry but doesn't really love, only really has a friendship with him but doesn't really want to say anything. It's the whole thing. So they go on a boat, they get caught in a storm, she gets rescued by this kraken. And I really thought it was interesting. I really liked the kraken history and I just really liked it. I liked Macy, I liked Jax, and I really liked the history of the kraken and where they came from. It was intriguing. Then I started, I guess, going down in the quality of books I was reading. I read Nearly Undead in Dark River. This one was a 256-page book. KU ebook as well. 3 stars, 1 flame. 1 flame is probably being very generous. I didn't think it was that sexy. Basically, what's her face? What was her name? Mika. Rain. Anyway. She wakes up dead. It doesn't make any sense, but she wakes up as a vampire. More or less just a stone's throw away from this little town, and she adapts to being a vampire extremely quickly. And she starts a reverse harem. I guess for me, for this, it kind of annoyed me. It wasn't a cliffhanger, but it did end, and you should probably continue on in the books. And I don't really like books that do that. So yeah, I was on the fence. I kind of liked it. I kind of didn't. It was weird. It was okay. And then I read Bears in Mind. This is an Ursa Shifter's book 1. It was 290 pages. It was a KU unlimited book. I rated this 3 stars. And again, 1 flame is being very generous. I think there was 1 eat her out scene. Is that with this? Yeah, I think there was 1 scene where one of the guys ate her out, and that was about it. There was no sex, and it's a reverse harem, but it was just weird. I wouldn't say it was bad, but I wouldn't say it was great, right? And then it cliffhangered. Had an ending where I've got to read on, and no, I don't want cliffhangers. Thank you very much. And yeah, I guess I liked this until I didn't. I might continue on, but the second book's not even out yet, which I hate doing, reading the first book and cliffhanger and then not having the second book available straight away. That just drives me bananas. So yeah, I don't know if I'll get back to this one. We'll see. Then I read Million Dollar Pack. This was 480 pages. I read this as a KU ebook, and it was 2 stars, 2 flames. 2 flames, maybe giving it a little bit too much credit there. It was okay, but I ended up starting skimming the sex scenes. They were just a little bit boring. And again, it was a reverse harem, and to a certain point I enjoyed this, but then her body issues started to get really annoying. Like, I get it, you're unconfident, and I really got that bit. I really did. I don't look at now, but as a teenager and in my early 20s, I was considered obese, so I get the whole feeling, that she was having and the insecurities, but she, I don't know, just something about it felt tiny little bit flat when it kept continuing on, and just, yeah, everything about it, I guess. It was okay, but I just yeah, I ended up skimming the sex scenes and oh well. And then I'll quickly mention the books that I didn't finish. I DNF'd. So Beth Stable. I'm DNFing this for real. I liked the idea of this. It had a good premise. And then about halfway through, I got really bored and just, I don't know, suddenly I was a bit disconnected. I don't know if it was my mood or the book, but I just don't think I'll be picking it up again. I'm not sure, don't kill me, but I don't think Amanda Milo is for me. Obviously, I'm going to try another book of hers, but I don't think she's for me, unfortunately. So, yeah, it's a bit annoying. And then I'm pretty sure I'm still reading this. And then I'm still reading this. Hopefully, I'll finish it this month. But The Dragon's Bride by Katie Robert. So yeah, I just basically hadn't finished it. So I think I'll finish it in March. But that's basically all the books that I read in February. So thanks so much for watching. Really sorry this took forever. And I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks, guys. Bye.